In this video, we're going to actually take a couple of orders and I will talk a little bit about, or a little more in depth about how I create the invoices and use the invoice templates, thinking ahead a little bit to the label printing. So here we are again in standard invoice 5, and you can see that I got that max units per column to wind up where I wanted it. So quantity and units are next to each other and rate and amount are next to each other. So we'll come into item and baby kale, we'll call that, let's see, we've ordered 10 cases of that, max per carton is 2, and we'll just leave that at 0 for now. So you have this column for description, and the way I would use description is like this. Let's say that a customer orders some radish. That's a good one because we have lots of different varieties of radish. So I would put radish in the item column, and then description, I'm going to say French. And they ordered, we're going to say 48 of those, so a 48 count of French radish, 24 total per carton. And we're going to have 2 labels print out. So one for each of our containers or cartons of radish. And what will happen is the label printer will print this as French radish. And in fact, the way the whole entire line will read is as 48 count, 24 count French radish. So we use this description column when we want to add a little more information to the item. And you could just have French radish, red radish, white radish all set up in your item list, but if you don't, this is the way that I would do it. So baby kale has no description. We know enough about it. Just by the way, it's called baby kale. But if you just have kale set up and you don't have, lacinato, red, green, you can type that in there, and then what happens is, we'll say somebody has 4 cases of that. Maximum is 1 case per carton, so we'll have 4 labels printed out, 1 for each case. You'll see this line on the label. It will read as 1 case lacinato kale, so it'll kind of straighten all that stuff out for you when it prints. And you can also, let's say someone has ordered a half case, that's fine. It'll figure that out. So it'll still just print as 1 label, and it'll just say the half case red kale. And you don't need to have something in the column, baby carrots, that's descriptive enough. And we'll do, again, 144 of those bunches. And that's going to print us out 6 labels. I think we do need to have something there. I'm just leaving it as 0 so I don't screw up my bookkeeping, but I will do butternut, and we'll do 1 case of those and do that at $1 so it saves it. Okay, so I made up a couple of invoices, one for customer 1, 2, and 3, and 3 customers, that's not a lot going on, but maybe you have in one day 10, 20, 30 customers ordering, and every one of them's getting 10, 15 different items. And if we look a little deeper into this, we can see that, okay, so this radish here, I think we'll probably need to call it a French radish, or be more descriptive. This one's going to be a pink one. So you would need to handwrite, if you could put 24 radish in a 101-knife box, you'd have to handwrite 6 labels, and 1 for each of the boxes. And so when we do deliveries, we really want to have the date, we want to have the item name, and we want to have the quantity on each label, we want to have the customer name, and we often want to have our farm name. So if you're handwriting all of these labels, you can really start to see how this adds up. And this is, just for 1 customer. We're going to write 2 labels here, we'll write 5 labels here, and here's another 2 labels, another 2 labels. These are 5 separate labels, 1 for each case of kale, and so forth. And so you can imagine over the next customer 1, customer 2 has all these different items, customer 3, we're starting to get into quite a bit of label writing. And so just in a normal wholesale day, we're going to take these orders, and you could take them right into invoices on QuickBooks just like this as they come in. And then from here, the next step is going to be to create a report. So once you have all of your orders in for the day and you're ready to make your labels and have your labels ready in your wash pack house, what you want to do next is you're going to go into reports. And I will show you in the next video how to make a custom report. I thought we were done with the custom invoice template, but there is one more step, and this is the last one, and this one is really probably the easiest one. So we'll get to that in the next video.